Greetings and good afternoon, students. This is an unannounced video that I wanted to post early in the semester. Right now it's a little after 1 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and we're far enough into the class that I've gotten a sense for what folks are doing well and what folks are not doing especially well. And what I wanted to talk about in this video is I guess two things. First of all, to remind you of how the grade is determined for this class. And then based on that, to convince you of the importance of the discussion board for your ultimate success in this class. If you look on the syllabus to see how the grade is determined, you'll see that the vast majority of the grade, 50%, is going to come from the blog posts. 30% comes from the critical essay. I'm not going to talk about that right now. 20% comes from your discussion board posts. What's the difference between a discussion board post and the blog post? Well, look, basically, the discussion board posts are not going to be graded by me. All I'm going to do is to look to see that you made your posts and that you followed the rules, that they're 4 sentences long, that they were posted on time. The blog posts, by contrast, I'm going to give you a very specific question or topic to focus on, and I am going to grade your post. And so it's going to be much more difficult for you to get full credit for those because those are going to be graded assignments. And that's worth 50% of your final grade for the class. So clearly it's really important for your grade to do well on the blog posts. What I want to recommend to you is that the best way to put yourself in position to do well on the blog post is to try hard to put effort and energy into the discussion board. Even though I'm not going to grade your content on the discussion board, and so if you want to, you could just do the bare minimum on the discussion board and still get your full credit, right? You could write 4 very short, somewhat empty sentences for each discussion board post and still get 100%. But I highly recommend that you don't do that. What I recommend that you do instead is to use the discussion board as the primary learning tool for this class. So there are 3 reasons why I think the discussion board is important. The first reason I just alluded to, and that is that it is connected to your success in the blog posts. In other words, if you view posting on the discussion board as a sort of practice of the skill of philosophical analytical writing, then you will probably do better on the blog post because you will have gotten some experience, gotten some practice in that kind of writing already. Second reason why I think it's really important and an effective learning tool is that you can learn a lot by reading what your classmates have written on the discussion board. Now, we've got 33 students in this class. What I've done is to combine 2 sections. There's 33 of you, and so it would take a lot of energy and a lot of time to read every single discussion board post. But I highly recommend that you read as much as you can because you can learn from what other people say, what your classmates have said. And if you do it carefully and you do it well, you'll be able to distinguish between a good, effective, accurate discussion board post and one that is not so good and not so accurate. The third reason why the discussion board is a really important learning tool is that I'm going to be involved on the discussion board forums and the various threads as much as I can be. You may have noticed this already, that I've gotten involved quite a bit, not only on the Muddiest Point thread, but also on the other threads. I've tried to respond to as many of your posts as I can. If I were you and you're looking to maximize your success in this class, I would go through and look at all the comments that Dr. Schaefer makes on that discussion board, because in making my comments, I'm giving praise for posts that are done well and effectively. And so then you can say, see, here's what a good commentary on Socratic wisdom looks like. Dr. Schaefer gave this one high praise. And you can also see Those examples where I've asked questions saying that this is unclear, that this is confusing, that this is actually contrary to what is said in the text. So you'll be able to learn both from my praise of good discussion board posts and also my criticism of those posts that are somewhat lacking. Moreover, I will often ask questions to those who have posted if I think that what you've said is unclear, or if I think that there's something interesting there that provokes me or inspires me to have a question. And I'll ask those questions. So it's really worth it for you to go back and check your earlier discussion board post to see if I've asked a question, to see if I have said anything about it, to see if other students have said anything about it. I've noticed that only a few students have acknowledged my questions to them on the Plato's Apology forum, and that's somewhat disappointing to me. It suggests that some students are making their posts and then checking out and not coming back to it. Well, if you do that, that's a sign to me that you're putting a less than maximum effort into this class. Let's put it that way. So I highly recommend that you don't take that strategy, that instead you check back periodically and see what other folks have said, see what I've said, and see if you can learn something from it. I hope this has been helpful, and I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you in cyberspace.